Hello, arcade gamers, and welcome back to Biggie D's Arcade. Tonight we're doing my 89th Chill and Chat live on a Sunday evening. Get hyped. Let's go 100%. Let's say hi to everyone who's in the chat, everyone who's made it tonight. Looks like Papa Brad was the first chat that came through on Restream at least. Papa Brad saying, let's go. Carlo's here saying, hi, Biggie D. Hope all is well. Hope you're doing good, Carlo. Also, I've got this foam thing on the mic. Papa Brad was giving me some tips after my last show, saying that some of the P's and things I was saying were popping. So in order to prevent that, I put this foam over the mic. Hopefully it sounds all right. If it doesn't, let me know. I can take it off. We'll see how it goes. Talking about how many people are in the building. He's saying at least 100. I know we're not at 100, looking like we're at only about 9 right now. It's been a couple of weeks since I've streamed. I've been super busy with the new job. I've also, last weekend, went back to Dallas to visit family. And then again this week, I tried to make up the stream from last week, because I was gone. Just so busy with work, I was unable to do that. So we've got a lot to talk about tonight. We're going to really dig into a lot of different topics tonight that I haven't even got a chance to comment on. So really looking forward to doing that. And Papa Brad saying, we are here for you, Biggie D. And Kevgred saying, who's hyped? I'm hyped. Hopefully you guys are hyped. Let's all get hyped tonight. 100% of all of us should get hyped. Hopefully we do. Ted Adam Green is here. He's saying hyped. MSU Rich is here. He's saying, what's up? Mikey Yoon's here. He's saying, hey, Biggie D. Good to see you, Mikey. He said he's sending me a cease and desist. So we're going to talk about that as well. And on this subject, I know that, I had Rexer reach out to me prior to the show today. He was wanting to come on, but really he only wanted to come on if James Hates Everything came on with us so we could all kind of get into the subject of the cease and desist letter and see, what's real, what's not, and all that. But there just wasn't enough time to prepare for that. So maybe we could do that next weekend. Or maybe we can do some random pop-up stream during the week to really discuss that in detail. But evidently there is something going on with Arcade1Up and Media1up and their new iconic arcade, their XXL. I want to talk about that and what I think's going on. I don't know quite exactly what it is because I don't think anyone does, but I can at least speculate. Steps Gaming's here. She's saying, why isn't my comment listed as first? It is here on YouTube. And that's true. I did see yours. You said all 3. Let's collect all 3 of the arcades that were on my thumbnail. And for some reason, Restream, it did not pick up your chat. But I do remember yours being the first. So Steps, first chat. Congratulations. Thanks for being there first and making that first comment. Kevgret, he's saying Papa helps everyone. Absolutely sure does. Biggie D in the Big D. Yes, that's where I originally got the name. A couple of reasons why I got that name. One, of course, my name's Daniel, but also I'm from the Big D, from Dallas. So that's where I've gotten the name from. And then MSU Rich saying, hi, Carl. And then Papa Brad saying that will check you the pop filter. So hopefully the foam is sounding good. You guys can hear me clearly. If not, let me know. I can take it off. GeForce guy's here. He's saying, what's not getting a cease and desist? My VR headset. And I've been watching a lot of GeForce guy this week. He got his new treadmill thing that you put in your living room. You buckle into it and you can really walk through VR. You don't have to, manually push a thumbstick to move around. You can use your feet to actually walk like you would in real life. Real good workout, it looks like, as well. I don't know if I have the room to get one of those. Maybe I will. We'll see. They are becoming more and more popular. And Big D is Detroit in the Rexer Show's eyes. They may be going with that as well, but Dallas has always been called the Big D since I can remember, but also would fit Detroit. So let's get into some subjects tonight. I wanted to first talk about this MK2 Classic because this popped up a couple weeks ago. I have not gotten a chance to talk about it yet. So I really wanted to comment on this and just kind of start from the beginning. You guys probably have done this several times over many different live streams over the last couple of weeks. But this is the MK2 Classic, which is going to become available at Walmart, maybe some other retailers as well. We don't quite know yet. But it was leaked. I mean, they accidentally leaked this, I think, ahead of schedule before it was supposed to actually become available. $449. It was obviously a mistake because these come in at around $299. So we'll see what the price ends up being. But if it's anything like the other classic editions we've seen at Walmart, you're looking at a price of $299, and then you pay additional for the riser. Now, what's interesting is, this is a classic, which was formerly only available at Walmart. But these could also become available at other retailers as well. If they're not making new cabinets, and this is really all they have ready to go for this year, this could become available everywhere. So we'll see what retailers pick it up, but I definitely think this is going to be a Walmart product. But let's take a look at the cabinet itself. So the cabinet itself has some things that I really want to point out here. First being the marquee. The marquee is not lit. So it's just your basic wood marquee, very similar to like my Miss Pac-Man behind me. It had a wood marquee when I got it. My Marvel Superheroes had a wood marquee. And then my Final Fight does. So I'm very familiar with this. I'm also very familiar with the where it comes out from the marquee as well. We saw this on the Legacy Edition Arcade1Up's back in 2021, I believe it was, 2022. There was the Street Fighter, there was the Mortal Kombat, and those Legacy Editions had that where the side panels would come out and the marquee would be sunken in to the cabinet. Not a big fan of this look at all. Now, if moving down from the marquee, the thing that really sticks out to me is this 16:9 monitor. So 16:9 is not anything we've seen on an Arcade1Up before. They've always been the 4:3 or the 5:4. So to see a 16:9 now is very interesting. A lot of people are speculating this could be a cost reduction effort, to try to reduce the cost. They're able to source these 16:9 monitors for less, giving them the reason to buy them this way. But I don't think the reception is going to be very good on these, being that it's going to actually be a display that's much smaller. The game you're seeing is actually going to be smaller. Also having that the graphics on the left and right side where those black bars would be, I just don't think I'm a big fan of that. Now, if you're a new buyer to Arcade1Up, you've never bought one of these before, you may not notice or you may not care. But for us hardcores that have been buying these for a long time, this is definitely unusual and something we were not wanting to see. Also, you're getting more of a bezel this way. Much more bezel, less screen, less gameplay you're going to see on this 16:9. Also on the sides, you're going to see before on the Classic, it kind of stuck out a little bit. So like similar to my Marvel vs. Capcom 2, there's a couple of pieces that fit on the outside of the cabinet, making that game deck just a little bit wider, maybe only a couple inches wider, but it definitely does make a big difference. This is gone back to just trying to make it as slim as possible. The width is the least amount of width as possible on these cabinets. So we'll see what that looks like, how it plays, but, definitely they're reducing size on these for sure. Also, again, we're not getting the coin door. We're going backwards here, it looks like, with these stickered coin doors with the logos on the front. At first, it wasn't a big deal, 2019, 2020, when they were doing these stickered coin doors, and we had never seen the molded faux coin door before, wasn't a big deal. But now that we've had that molded faux coin door for 2-3 years now, to go backwards to these logos on the kick plate is definitely not something that I wanted to see, or I don't think anyone else wants to. Now, I know on the recent classics, they have been doing this. So I guess it was to be expected that they were going to try and continue to reduce cost and continue on that path. Also, a real bad, I think, decision was the artwork on this cabinet. The bottom portion where they've kind of done this kind of like bit pixel or kind of making it look like a design of like graphics or bits there at the bottom coming up, taking the artwork off in order to make that effect. Just not a big fan of that as well. So overall, this I think is definitely one of those cabinets where they've gone backwards in many different areas. And then, they're also, I think, reducing cost is their number one goal here. But it's also doing it at the cost of us, and what we want to see. So we'll see what the reception is, if people like these cabinets. But this is all we really have to base it off of, is this initial image. Now, Michael B. was nice enough to send me out this video. He had actually caught a video that had hit their Facebook, or no, their YouTube channel for, I'm not sure amount of time that this was available to see. But there was a period in time which you could go to their YouTube channel and you would see this short. And this is the cabinet itself in a video for us to get a better look at. So you guys can see that unlit marquee. It definitely appears to be that wood panel there. The widescreen monitor with the MK1 artwork on the sides. I guess the MK2 is going to have its artwork. MK3 will have it. Other games will get the artwork for the sides of that screen there to fill it in. And then looking at the game deck, looks similar. But I think what the big takeaway is from this video is going to be it reveals the riser, the inline riser. So this was a design that was initially adopted and created by G.I. Joel, or so we thought. And he's been creating these on the side. I don't think with any type of license or any type of an agreement with Arcade1Up, really just kind of going rogue and doing this on his own, making inline risers, probably making a pretty sizable profit on the backs of Arcade1Up for the last couple of years. Well, those days are coming to an end for G.I. Joel. Arcade1Up has taken back its property, and they're going to be making these inline risers themselves. But you can kind of see it there at the bottom. And people were quick to point this out. You really would have to look for it to see it, but you'll see it there for just a second. There's that inline riser they're going to start producing. So instead of having it be like our classic risers that we've seen in the past, where it kind of sticks out and the cabinet fits into the riser, with the outside of the riser being a little bit wider, a little bit more width on it, it's going to all be flush now, all the way down, giving it that more of that deluxe look, even though it's a riser cab. So pretty much this is going to be an exact design, design of what we saw from G.I. Joel. And they wouldn't have to go to G.I. Joel to get his permission or to work with him on this. They can essentially do this on their own because it is their product. So they can take that at any point and make it on their own without any permission or any contact with him. So that's what they've chosen to do. And it'll essentially put that product for him off, he probably won't sell many of them anymore. They'll probably just be sold in Walmart for like $50 or something like that. I'm not quite sure what he was charging for these to begin with, but I think they were much more than what Arcade1Up's going to be charging. So I think these will be more readily available. You'll have them in the store. You can just go pick them up, and you can probably get them for less money. So start to see these in stores. Now, these are going to be either coming with, now something we don't know yet is these are either going to be coming with the arcade cabinet. So, this price that we saw initially, this $449, many thought that was the deluxe sell price and that was a total mistake. This should be $299, which if it was just this cabinet, no riser with it, it should be $299. But if it came with the riser, it could potentially be $449. So it could be a package deal where it comes with everything you need in one purchase. And then that would raise that price up, and we'll see. But or it could be separate. It could be a separate purchase, just like we've done with risers in the past, where we pay $299 for the cabinet. We pay $50-$60 for the riser. Get it on in a separate purchase or at the same time. Just two different boxes, two different SKUs. So we'll see what that ends up being. We still don't know. Arcade1Up still has not come out to advertise or promote this cabinet or this new designed riser. This is all leaked information. This is all, I think, wasn't planned, wasn't prepared. It was just that someone made a mistake, accidentally advertised it on their Instagram, and then also, believe it or not, accidentally advertised it on their YouTube channel with a short as well. So they've made a number of leaks on their own just by either mistake or maybe purposeful leaks, and then pulled those later. So we'll see, but it's definitely very close. You can tell from the video that this is pretty much ready to go at this point. It's just a matter of getting them on store shelves, doing their promotions for them, and these will be off to the races, and we'll see what people think of them. But yeah, so MK2, we haven't heard on any other titles, but I imagine there'll be a Pac-Man version. There'll probably be a Miss Pac-Man version. Likely be a Street Fighter if they still have the Street Fighter license. And, there are other major cabinets that they've been producing will probably come in a similar design to this at some point. And I think my personal opinion on this, just speculation, is they're just trying to save costs. They're trying to reduce shipping costs, logistically trying to save money, shipping these around, transporting them to different areas of the country. Is probably less expensive with this design, would be my guess. And then also just cutting cost on coin doors, on screens, on marquees, anywhere that they can, save a penny or two, they're going to definitely do that right now, because they're in that business model right now where they're just trying to keep their head above water, trying to still be profitable or become profitable again. And one way they can do that is to reduce cost. One thing that is interesting, though, is development costs. That's money spent, and it appears that everything they've done here with this design, this new inline riser, would have incurred some type of development cost. So interesting to see that, and why they're investing in new development on these new cabinets. It's an unknown right now, other than maybe they're looking long term at saving money by doing a short-term investment in the new design. So we'll wait and see on this. Now, some other Arcade1Up news, guys, to talk about is this Miss Pac-Man Black. I have this cabinet. Okay, I bought it for $199 at Walmart. Bought it as the classic edition without the riser, had the wood unlit marquee, and ended up getting a class of 81 lit marquee that was just kind of a perfect swap. Goes right in there. Just take the side panel off, put the Miss Pac-Man. I got that on eBay used for, I think, $50. And then you just peel off the sticker off of that. And then I got the Joe Zabo slip-on Miss Pac-Man in black marquee replacement to put over that. And then I bought what we were talking about, the original riser, separate riser. I paid $60 at Walmart for that. It's got the Arcade1Up logo here on the front. It does have the molded coin door. It does have, the black color to it. And I've liked it. I've had it now for a couple years. I've enjoyed it. I think it's a good looking cabinet. I feel like I got a good deal on it. But I really wish I would have saw this or saw it soon enough to, maybe move on this, because a lot of people on Reddit saw that Walmart was accidentally selling this cabinet, but shipping out the Arcade1Up Deluxe, the Vault, special edition Miss Pac-Man for $299. Some people actually got it for $225. So they got killer deals on this cabinet. And let's take a look at it. These are the kind of deals that I like to get here are these. If I could get this for $225 or $299, I definitely would have done it. Just didn't see it in time. And then what I would have done is I probably would have sold this one and kept the Deluxe because it's a good looking cabinet. Let's take a look at it here up close. So it's got the, what is this? A plaque. It's like a metal plaque, certificate of authenticity for the Vault Edition Arcade1Up Deluxe. It's got the light up buttons. It's got a light up marquee, which looks surprisingly good. I don't think you would have to replace this one. It's got the speaker grills. It's got Wi-Fi. It's got the light-up coin door. So that's interesting. We saw the light-up coin door on the KI Pro. I think we've seen it on a couple other cabinets over the last year. But this one did have that light-up coin door. I don't think these are the pressable buttons, but at least they're lit right out of the box. And then we've got the deluxe style cabinet. So it's all built into one design, no riser. So a good looking cabinet. So let's see it when it's built. I got all these images off of Reddit here. You can see this marquee here up at the top. Looks really good. Miss Pac-Man marquee there. Colors coming through pretty good. The black is black around the border of it there. Excellent looking marquee. I think this is the same kind of design they used on the class of 81. And then we've got the light up buttons, which we've seen on a few cabinets, but nice to see that come with it at that price of $299 or $225. And then the light up coin door buttons there. And then you've got the artwork there on the kick plate all the way down to the bottom. I think this is an excellent looking cabinet. It's got 14 games, excellent games list. For $299, this was a bargain. Wish I would have, been able to move on this whenever it was available at that price. Now you were kind of taking a risk because some people got the classic, the one that's behind me without the riser, without all these extra features. But I guess, worst case scenario, if they had shipped you that one and you didn't want it, you could have just returned it. Walmart's very good about returns. But the deluxe, getting the deluxe, if that showed up on your door, the vault, that would have been nice. That would have been a pleasant surprise. And I think it would have been worth the risk of, potentially getting the one I have and having to return it. Because it looked like majority got this version. And this just kind of caught wind through the community, especially the Reddit community. And really, that's where you're going to find your Arcade1Up deals is on Reddit. These people are on top of it, guys, more so than YouTube. I know we guys, as a community, we watch a lot of the YouTube creators. But if you're really looking for deals on Arcade1Up and you want to find them as soon as possible, get on Reddit, check it every day because that's where you're going to find it first. And really, honestly, a lot of the creators, that's where we get our news. That's where we get our information is from Facebook groups, from Reddit. A lot of us don't really have inside sources anymore, at least with Arcade1Up like it used to be in the old days. So you guys can get the news just as quick as we can and also get the deals. Papa Brad's saying the marquee looks weird on this. I think it looked good. I think it looks great. Steps Gaming says, Miss Pac-Man plays great on the iArcade. Yes, it does, but it is nice to have that artwork, to have the dedicated cabinet for this game. Tony C saying, great deal at $225. Excellent price. Mike Hawkert says the class of 81 is $299 if you can still find it at your local BJ's. Didn't do very well over the holidays. Julio Hernandez is here. He's saying, hey, Biggie D, glad to see you streaming live. Good to be back after a couple of weeks. To be back live talking with you guys tonight about home arcade. Kev Grit says, but what about their $50 million loan? Yeah, they got to pay back some money. So each and every year, maybe they're paying a little off, but it'll probably take them a long time to pay off that 50 mil. GeForce guy says, I actually have a serious question. Shouldn't 1UP eventually come out with a MKXL? If they're all doing the MK Pac-Man Street Fighter cabs, yeah, you would think they would want to do the XL. But they're going backwards. They're going smaller. So I don't predict any XLs anytime soon. And Rexer saying riser. Yep, getting the inline riser now through Arcade1Up. Will this come with the cabinet itself, or is this going to be a separate purchase? We still don't know. One thing we do know is it is coming, and it is most certainly going to take business away from G.I. Joe and what he's been doing. But again, he didn't go to Arcade1Up from the beginning to get permission to make those. He didn't do any communication or any, negotiations with them at all. So the fact that he was even able to make a profit off of something like this over the last couple of years, he should be happy with that. But Arcade1Up's going to take control of this, and they're going to start making this themselves so they can make that extra money. Also, I think they just want that inline look. I don't think they want that the riser to stick out like our other risers have. So let's take a look next. I want to talk about AtGames. So there's been some AtGames news here over the last couple of weeks I haven't got a chance to comment on yet. The first being the pinball tables that have released over the last couple of weeks. The one we're looking at here is Williams Pinball Black Rose. So this is a classic Williams table. Nice to see this happen. Any new Williams pinball table that comes out, I think is great to see. However, it makes me wonder and beg the question, what happened to the Star Wars? We should have been getting Star Wars tables by now. We also should have been getting a number of other Williams tables coming up, which we have no word on anymore. So if you guys remember the Tomb Raider leak that happened where AtGames basically went ahead of Zen and announced a Tomb Raider pinball before even Zen could do it themselves. And then they had to pull that calendar pretty much immediately. And then we had word that Zen was very upset with AtGames and were going to prevent them from being able to announce things far in advance like they had been doing in the past. Well, come to find out, also this has delayed their Star Wars tables. This has delayed some other Williams tables that are the most popular ones that we had wanted to see. And we're getting some of these other ones, these lesser known Williams tables. Maybe not lesser known for everyone, but I think overall it would be lesser known, would be one Black Rose. So I definitely, Zen is in control of this now. And Zen is not giving AtGames everything that they want. They're going to determine when they can get things and when they can release these tables, when they can release news or announcements. And they're also not going to get the pick of the litter anymore either. They're going to get probably some of the lesser known titles right now until they gain some of that trust back from them. But Carlo says Black Rose is a blast. And I think there's no doubt about it that this is a great table to get. Very excited to see this, especially when I get my AtGames 4KP. This is one I'm going to definitely want to play, is Black Rose. But definitely unexpected to get this one. And also definitely thinking, what happened to Star Wars? What happened to the other Williams packs that we were supposed to get? That's what really comes to mind more than anything else, for me at least, having not purchased one yet. The other table that we got, which this is the more recent one, was the Party Zone this week. This is also an excellent Williams table. I think this is a good get for them. But also, again, it's not Star Wars, and it's not these big Williams packs that we thought we were getting. So two good ones, but definitely we could have had much more if AtGames would have done what they were supposed to do and listened to Zen and done the announcements the way that Zen had wanted them to be done. So they're definitely paying for that now. We're not getting as many tables, and we're not getting the ones that we truly wanted. We're getting some good tables, though, no doubt about it. So the Party Zone Black Rose have released the last couple of weeks. These are single packs, so they're $5 for one table. And Papa Brad says, this is a guess, but I feel they are going to make a Star Wars 4KP, and that would need a lot of approval to happen. So that would be nice. That would be what I think a lot of us have been waiting for, is a Star Wars skin. And if they did have to delay it so they could make the skin, then so be it. I think that would be a good trade-off. Wait a little bit longer to get the Star Wars tables, but we get a skin. I think it'd be worth it, especially for people like me that haven't bought yet. Rather get the skin and wait. But Papa Brad says Black Rose plays best on the 4KP. It is incredible. I am going to show a video here in just a moment. One of them is Papa Brad's video. It's one of his shorts of Black Rose. And then I also saw him playing Black Rose through OTG this week. And I'll definitely say I think the OTG looks way better. Now, does it play better through OTG? I don't quite know. You have to take Papa Brad's word for it that it does play best on the 4KP. Mike Hawkert says the Black Rose is fun. He likes the music, and leave this one in attract mode. Medieval Madness is the one he's dying to get. Yes, Carlo, Medieval Madness is an amazing table. Got that on my Arcade1Up Attack from Mars pinball, which I actually got to put together yesterday. It's been slow getting things put back together in this apartment because I've been out of town, been so busy with work, but I was able to get my Arcade1Up Attack from Mars in the living room put together. And I was also able to get the ALU upstairs put together and was able to test and play those yesterday. Still haven't gotten the ones behind me plugged in yet, but that is coming. Just doing a little at a time as I have time. Papa Brad says, if you turn the SSF down to 30, Party Zone will sound better. Interesting. So it may be the music is a little too loud or the sound effects are too loud. You got to turn down the SSF. Interesting. All right. So let's take a look here. This is third pack, which is Primal Carnage Solid State. This is one of those magic pixel tables. It looks like if you want to get it in HD, it's $5. But if you want it in 4K, it's $7. And this also, I believe, has already released as well. Haven't gotten much time to watch people play this one yet, but I know this week people have been showing it off. Looks like people are enjoying it. Let's take a look at a couple of videos of these tables. So this is the Black Rose. This is the one that Papa Brad had posted on his short. Let's see, can you guys hear this? Hear some of these sound effects on this. But it looks good. It's a good looking table. It's a Zen. It's a Bally Williams classic. I think it looks and plays great. So thank you, Papa Brad, for showing it off, giving us a chance to see this one up close. And he also says it plays better on the 4KP. Visuals are better on my Ruthless PC running it in true 4K. It definitely does look better. That is an extra $1,600 though. So this is the Party Zone. This is just a quick advertisement from AtGames on the Party Zone. If you guys wanted to see what the playfield looked like, it looks pretty good. A lot of lights in this one, a lot of bumpers. Got that guy there floating around on his rocket for those animations. I think this one looks good. And this is one I've never played in person, like at the arcade before. Think about it now, I've never played Black Rose in person either. And what's cool about when these get released on the 4KP is like going to a big time pinball place like Pinball Hall of Fame or some of the big pinball spots here locally and finding these tables and playing them in real life after seeing them virtually like this, especially if you've never played them before. So Party Zone will be one I'm looking out for. Black Rose, next time I'm at the arcade, we'll be looking for these tables. And that's interesting. AMA, that's a mature table, the Party Zone is. And this is the Primal Rage. This is your magic pixel. It looks like this dinosaurs. Looks all right. You guys will have to let me know, how does Primal Rage play? Are you guys enjoying it? Is this a good release? Is this a good addition to the AtGames library? But that one also released this week. So we've gotten 3 tables since last time I've streamed. Now, some other news with AtGames this week was going to be the firmware update, which is now available. So you can get OTG mode on your AtGames again. You know, OTG was really screwed up before the firmware update. So for the last month or two, any of the 4KP owners have had some pretty bad experiences with OTG mode. So if you're hooking your PC up to it, you're trying to play these games through your PC to get the better graphics, that has not been working. That feature, even though has a paywall on it and a lot of people have paid for it, the experience has been not great, and people have been unable pretty much to play OTG for I think the last couple of months. So this just did release, and it says, attention community, firmware update for the Legends Pinball 4KP is now available. A new system update 6.0.35 for the Legends Pinball 4KP devices is now available. The update is going to bring general stability and performance enhancements along with some exciting features. features like OTG, improvements to offline mode, and retro player enhancements. So I think the key is the OTG performance is being restored. Also, improvements to offline, because a lot of people, they just want to play their tables offline sometimes, or they don't have internet. They want their machine to still be functional, still be able to play their pinball tables. But it looks like they've achieved that with this update. So go out and get that update so you can get your OTG back, get your offline mode working. And Papa Brad is saying OTG is fixed. Finally. So some other slides are going to be the Supercell. So the ALU, this is the new ALU HDCE, has been, I think, on shelves now for a couple of months. But they're going to do a Supercell on it this upcoming week, starting tomorrow through the end of April. So it's a very long sale, almost 2 months long. And let's take a look at what kind of savings you can get on this. So it doesn't appear like you're going to get, this is very confusing, by the way, guys. Like if I saw this ad somewhere, I'd be like, what the heck is this? Like you're talking about a Supercell. I don't see any money off of the machine itself. It says coupon $50 off, $50 off e-store items. What is all this? So you got to really dig in here and get the details through their descriptions. So let's take a look at that. It says how to redeem. So quite involved here for you guys. But you have to buy the Legends Ultimate CEHD at Sam's. And then you have to contact AtGames. And you have to provide them with your proof of purchase. You have to provide them with the UUID of the device. You have to provide them with a Legends ID. Once you've done all that and successfully given them everything that they need, they're going to send you within 2 to 5 business days, valid for 3 months from the issue date, $50 off coupons. And these $50 off coupons must be used on full price items. They are not transferable. They are not redeemable for cash or gift cards. And they are only available while supplies last. So you got to do everything right. And you have to do it early because it's only while supplies last. So they are saying it's going to go till 4/28, but technically that could end much sooner than that, depending on what's available. Very confusing. And as a potential buyer, I already have the ALU, but if I never did, I don't think this is really going to push me to run out and get the CEHD, quite honestly. I just don't. This seems a little too involved, a little bit too much work on my end, I think, for not too much off. And then also there's so many restrictions, so much fine print on what can be used, how it can be used, how much it'll be available. I just don't think I'd be jumping out to or running out to get this arcade based on this promotion alone. Kevgrit says AtGame sales are always confusing. No doubt about it. They really do make this stuff way more than it needs to be. They just need to go with simple. They need to make it simple for us to understand and also make us want to, buy the machine, right? I just don't think that this is going to push me to buy it. Papa Brad's Gaming says they will have them in stock at Sam's again. So some other news on AtGames, and this was nice to see, being that I may get this Jurassic Park, is that the Jurassic Park Pinball music update. So welcome to Jurassic Park. We're happy to announce that the Jurassic Park Pinball and the Jurassic Park Pinball Mayhem tables have been updated with music from the original film. Relive your favorite Jurassic Park moments now in pinball form while listening to the iconic score. So it sounds like the music's going to be way better now. It's going to be something much better as far as much better experience in what you're hearing when you play Jurassic Park going forward. So that's nice to see. It says the updated tables are now available on Pinball FX platforms where available, and even Pinball FX3. The update is coming later to the Legends Pinball 4KP platform. I have the Jurassic Park 4 PC, so on FX3, and I have it on PS5 for FX. So I'll have to load that up, and I'll have to see, is it that much better? Is the music going to sound that much better than it did before. But that's coming as well, guys. So that's going to wrap up our AtGames news for tonight. But quite a bit there that I haven't been able to discuss yet for the last couple of weeks. Now, this is an interesting subject. This is that iconic arcade Street Fighter XXL we've been talking about now for the last couple of months since CES, when John D. and who was it? K-Fox, Console Kits, B-Kong, James Hates Everything. We're all in the hotel room showing off this new iconic arcade XXL, having us go out to spend $700 to pre-order this. Well, interesting to find this out, guys. And I have to give credit to the Rexer show, because he's the one who did this last night, actually, as he pointed this out. I had not heard about it yet. But they did the same thing I'm about to do with you guys right now. And that is going to be the website. So let me bring up the Iconic Arcade's website here for us to look at. So this is Iconic Arcade. We're going to select our region, which is the US. So before, there was a pre-order available here, where basically you weren't ordering it or pre-ordering it through the Iconic Arcade website. It was taking you to another website, but now it's no longer doing that. So I'm clicking on these arcades. It's not taking me anywhere, and there's no link anywhere on the website for a pre-order anymore. Well, these haven't released. We haven't had any news since CES on these. So we know there's no way these can be sold out already. Or if they were, they would definitely indicate that on the website, you would think. But yeah, they're not available. Now, we can go to other websites that are unknown, we've never worked with before. They're going to have pre-orders available on those websites, I've heard. But as a potential buyer, I'm not going to go to some other website that's not linked through Iconic Arcade to pre-order. That's just, that I wouldn't do that myself. So leads to a lot of speculation. What's going on? Why is Iconic Arcade not showing a pre-order anymore on their website? And many people are speculating that this means that there has been a cease and desist letter sent out to either Media1up or John D. or Iconic Arcade, and have asked them to cease their pre-orders for a period of time, and that these potentially may not be available come June. Now, keep in mind, we haven't heard anything since CES, so we were promised to see the UI, the way the online was going to function, the games list, how the games play, how they look, all these things, right? Well, we're 90 days now from the release of this cabinet. We've received none of that. So you've got to think, and you've got to use common sense here, guys. What does that mean? What does that mean that all these things are happening at one time? We're not getting any information on the cabinet. We're not even able to pre-order the item anymore. I mean, it definitely, to me, looks as if they're on hold. Someone has told them that they cannot sell these right now for whatever reason. We don't know why or what's going on, but it seems to me that they are unable to sell these cabinets at this time. So what that will mean for the people that have already put in their money, you got to think there's hundreds, maybe thousands of people that have already sent them $700 to pre-order this machine, and I've heard nothing. So what's going to happen to those people's money? What's going to happen to those pre-orders? No one knows. This happens a lot with a lot of these home arcade businesses where we see products get delayed, we see changes, all kinds of things happen, right? Typically, we see that a lot through New Wave Toys, where they'll do pre-orders for items, and they'll get heavily delayed for years at a time. But they will communicate with their customers, and they will let their customers know what is going on. And something else they do is they always offer the ability for those people that have made a pre-order to get their money back. We have not got anything from Iconic Arcade. So hopefully this kind of discussion that we've been having on these live streams, the Rexer show, others that are willing and brave enough to talk about this stuff, will push Iconic Arcade to do something about this, to either give the people that have pre-ordered this the ability to get their money back, or at least give us more information on what the heck is going on behind the scenes, because we do not know. Yeah, not good. Not good at all. I'll tell you that. Now, there is some good news coming out of Iconic Arcade, which is separate from what we're seeing on this, which is going to be the Double Dragon news. So this is news that broke in the last couple weeks since last time that I have streamed. And this is the fact that Iconic Arcade is going to be producing a Double Dragon cabinet. So this was released or announced through this Arc World Tour 2024 advertisement here, which someone had found online. Official sponsor, join the finals, catch all the action. Looks like a Double Dragon Revive cabinet with a 16:9 monitor, as well as a Double Dragon 1 artwork cabinet, which will have the 4x3 screen, it looks like, in a very similar cabinet design than we saw in the XXL Street Fighter. So hopefully if Street Fighter's on hold or they're unable to make it, hopefully they can at least do this Double Dragon, because this is one I would be certainly excited about, and one that I would really like to get is the original Double Dragon, just for the nostalgia, the artwork. I remember playing Double Dragon a lot on the NES growing up, and this would definitely be one I'd like to add to the arcade if it became available. Now the Revive, not quite sure. That game is unreleased, so we don't even know, is the game any good? Is the 16:9 monitor going to look good on an arcade cabinet? How's it going to play? All those are unknowns. But I can tell you from a nostalgic point of view on the Double Dragon original cabinet, that would definitely be one I'd like to get. So great news on the Iconic Arcade Double Dragon announcement. Ritual Delo's here. He's saying, "Sup, Biggie? Hey, y'all. Good to see ya." Glad you made it, Ritual Delo. Kev Grit says, "Just get John D on the phone and clear this up. They all have his number." I was thinking about reaching out to John D to see if he wanted to come on tonight to kind of give us some information. But also, again, I felt like it may not be worth the time to reach out to him, because I don't think it's a very high chance that he would come on tonight to do this, especially if there's a cease and desist involved. He probably can't talk about it at all right now. And that's probably why we haven't heard anything, is they can't say anything right now. Devastator Omega, yeah, that's why I don't pre-order anything anymore, games, etc. Let the early adopters be the lab mice to see whether to buy or not. Absolutely. I think the only thing I've ever pre-ordered was not home arcade related. Like, this is a very niche market. These are very niche products. There's a lot of unknowns. There's a lot of things that can change in these types of products. I would not pre-order personally. Not saying that you guys shouldn't go out and do it yourself. If you really want something, there's a lot of advantages to pre-ordering by getting be the first one to get some of this stuff. But for me personally, I wouldn't do it. Too risky, too many unknowns. Now I have pre-ordered, video games on PlayStation, Xbox, stuff like that. But we know those games are coming. There may be delays, but they're definitely coming. And also, you're only spending $50, $60. You're not spending hundreds of dollars, over $500-$600 on something at one time, just in a pre-order. A lot of money to spend on something you're not actually receiving yet. Steps Gaming says, "I think that Lenovo will pay for this to go away, and this will release." Kevgrit says, 3 months till ship. Have we seen the boot up screen, menu, live gameplay? We haven't seen any of it. It is hard to imagine that we have not seen any of this yet. And supposedly this item is going to release in 90 days. Bullshit. It is not coming that early. So we're just waiting now to see how long is it going to be delayed, or is it even going to come to market? Is it even going to be released? We do not know. But I guarantee you it will not be released this summer. There's no way it could be. We haven't heard or seen anything yet. So a couple other things I want to move on to here. This Terminator 2 news. I've been seeing a lot of this week, and I do like the retro look of this game. I'm also a big fan of T2. I love the arcade game. growing up, it was an amazing arcade game to play. This is a 2D side-scrolling Terminator 2 game called No Fate, which is coming out. So let's take a look at this game, or the trailer for it. Reef Entertainment. So this is an indie developed game. But I do think the graphics on this look pretty good. I mean, for like a retro title, a retro remake, definitely looks good. And I'm a big fan of the movie. And, if this comes in at like $20 or something, I'll probably get this. Also, you got to think too, like on my AtGames Legends Ultimate, I was playing it yesterday and I'll hook my PC up to it and play it OTG mode. I was playing House of the Dead with my send-in light gun on my Legends Ultimate through my PC. And my PC that I hook up to it doesn't have a great graphics card. It's like a media PC, the inexpensive one. Can't play a lot of the high-end games, but it can play games like this. This would be a definite pickup for me just to play on the Legends Ultimate with the arcade controls. And just being a big fan of Terminator, especially the Terminator 2 movie, this will be one that I'm going to pick up. What do you guys think of the T2 No Fate announcement this week? Are you going to be picking it up? And how are you going to play it? Are you going to play it on a console? Or are you going to play it on a PC through a arcade? Let us know. Let's see here. What all is it going to be available on? That last screen there would show us. So it's PS5. Let's get back. There we go. PS5, PS4, Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, it looks like, or no, Series X and Xbox One. If I could get the OTG controls to work on my Xbox One, I could pull it out of the box again, hook it up to my Legends Ultimate. I just can't get the OTG controls to work with it. Looks like it'll also be an Epic Store game, Steam, so I can play it on the PC, which is great. And this will be coming on September 5th, 2025. I don't know if there's a price out there for this yet, but I imagine it'll probably run, $20. It's not going to be a super expensive game, but definitely a pickup for us in the home arcade community, I think. Also, we've got the Wonderland Pinball Kickstarter campaign that starts on March 11th. So this is only, a week away now. So a week from Tuesday, you'll be able to pre-order this. This is something I think I'm super excited about, is this Alice Goes to Wonderland Pinball. But, talking about pre-orders, we'll have to wait and see how much money are they going to ask for up front for this. I definitely would like to support them, though, and help them develop this, because I think it's a really cool idea what they're doing here to make a real functional pinball table, mechanical pinball table, in the size of an Arcade1Up cabinet, like our Arcade1Up Attack from Mars or our Star Wars, or the Marvel one, if you guys have that. This is going to be a very similar design to that cabinet, but in a functional mechanical pinball table. It also has, we can see now the full artwork throughout the side panels, the front of it. We can see the back box on the side there. It's new artwork. And we had seen this video already prior, which was this footage that came out last month on the Wonderland Pinball. So if you guys were interested in, what it looked like back then, it looks like it's come a long way since even January. So they're really moving this forward, and they're making big strides, I think, in progress already, even without the Kickstarter even being started yet. So we'll see what happens, next week after they start getting that money rolling in. I think the development process will kick it into another drive, and we're going to see even more progress on it. And this is just a really exciting product, guys. I mean, this is just like something we've never seen before. I think this is something we've always dreamed of, is to have a real pinball table in our home that we can afford, that would be a size that's reasonable for our homes, that they could easily ship to us, and we could easily put together ourselves. It'll also see, I think, a lot of community support for mods and parts and, changes that we want to make to the playfield. We can do a lot of customization with this, I think, with the help of a lot of other third-party companies that are going to come on board and support it. So this is great. Cannot wait for the Wonderland pinball to release, which is getting closer and closer by the day. And we are almost now, guys, almost, should I say, able to pre-order this. So very cool to see all this. Other things I wanted to discuss with you guys, kind of moving quickly tonight because I just really want to cover a lot of subjects because I hadn't been on for a couple weeks. I've been watching Quarter Deck Arcade every Sunday morning, putting these Build-a-cades together. So wanted to give him another shout out because it seems like every week these Build-a-cades, they just look amazing to me. And I like sharing them with you guys. If you aren't watching his channel, go check him out. Subscribe, check him out on Sunday mornings or catch his replays or just catch his posts because he posts the final thing, the final Build-a-cade once it's finished every Sunday. But this is the Donkey Kong Jr. he put together this weekend. And look at that, guys. Looks amazing. That cabinet is just awesome. I mean, of course, it's tiny. It's just a little Build-a-cade. It's inexpensive. But to have these and be able to put them together yourself and to add them to your collection of arcades in your home arcade, I think these are very cool products. And I've been following him doing this each week. A little bit jealous of what he's doing with these because I haven't yet started any. But going to be, I think, very soon. Because these, I like collecting the new wave toys, but this is a whole nother dynamic. Being able to put them together and customize them with the artwork of these different arcades through the Joe Zabo's artwork packages. So if you guys are interested in doing this, you'd have to go to Glenn's Retro Show to get the Build-a-cade, which is about $100. And then you can get the artwork through Joe Zabo's separately and then put that on yourself. Very cool idea. Now, some other things to note, guys, is I'm going to be at Texas Pinball Festival March 21st through the 23rd. So what is that? That is 3 weeks, less than 3 weeks from today. I'm going to be back in Texas, going back to where my family lives, which makes this super easy trip. Get to stay with them, get to visit them, but also I'll be spending most of that time. I'll be there all day Saturday. So it goes from like 9 in the morning till like 11:30 at night, the entire day. And if it's anything like it was in Chicago at the Pinball Expo, I'm going to be playing pinball all day long. And I'm going to get my fill of pinball throughout all day Saturday. And I know a couple of people that are going to be there. Twisted Chris, I don't know if you guys watch him, but he'll be there. There are also some others in the community I've spoken to that will be there as well. As far as content creators, I've been reaching out to like Mike B and Rexer and some other guys in the community that enjoy pinball to see if they were going to make it. It doesn't look like many in the community are going to be there. So I'm going to try and get some footage, try to get some content for us that we can check out while I'm there. So make sure to follow up on the channel here in just a few weeks for that to come because I'm going to be doing videos, shorts. If I'm able to do a live stream from there, I certainly will. But Texas Pinball Festival coming up here in just a few weeks. If you guys want to check it out and what it's going to cost and all that, just go to their website, which I'll bring up here for us. Let's see here. Not Iconic Arcade. There it is. Texas Pinball Festival will be at Embassy Suites Hotel in Frisco, Texas, at their convention center. This is the price of this isn't too expensive, I didn't think. Let's see if I can find that information for us. I'd have to find it again, but I think it's $60 or $90 for Saturday, and then it was like $30 for Sunday. It starts on Friday. I won't be there on Friday. Of course, it's not easy to find it now that I have the website up. Let's see here. Oh, here we go. Show info. So Friday from 4 p.m. to 1 a.m. So it goes really late on Friday. $50 for adults, $25 for kids. Saturday starts at 9 a.m., goes to 11:30 p.m. I'll be there all day from 9 a.m. to 11:30 on Saturday. So if you see me, say hi, come hang out. Adults are $60, kids are $35. So reasonable. It's not that expensive. And all the major pinball developers, creators are going to be there. So Stern's going to have their new Dungeons and Dragons The Spooky Pinball, Evil Dead will be there. Of course, Jersey Jack will be there with their avatar. And then hopefully they're going to announce their Harry Potter table as well and show that off, hopefully. We'll see. Still a lot of, not a lot of news on that yet. So it may be a big surprise for us all. And then there may be some surprises we have no clue what could be there. So I'll be on top of it to try to get that news to you guys. And then on Sunday, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., I'll be there that whole time on Sunday as well. It's only $30 on Sunday. I thought that was really good price. If you just want to check out one day, $30. But very cool. I've heard a lot about this event. It's just as big as Pinball Expo, I think. And it's in my hometown. So, I've been wanting to go for the last couple of years, and I'm going to make it this year. I've already purchased my plane ticket. So if you guys are planning on going, let's go. Or if you guys have not yet planned it, let's plan it. Let's meet up and let's play some pinball. That's coming up. And I'm going to try and do some more trips this year too. I've talked to Kevgret. I'm probably going to go to Too Many Games, which will be in Philadelphia here. I think that's going to be in June or July. So I'm going to try to make that as well. Maybe get a plane ticket for that when I get back from this Texas Pinball Festival. One thing I will not be going to is the Cleveland Gaming Classic. I'm definitely going to most definitely avoid that altogether because there's a group of people there that have kind of that I've certainly distanced myself from for obvious reasons. I was treated very unfairly by them. This group called Arcades Anonymous. There's individuals within that group, Arcades Anonymous, that are not good people. They have proven that. They have shown that publicly on their Discord. So if any of you guys are on there, you guys already know what I'm talking about. But those are people that I definitely want to stay away from. So I will not be at Cleveland Gaming Classic. And we'll see if I make Pinball Expo in October. Definitely want to try and get back to Pinball Expo. I think these pinball tournament or pinball conventions are great to go to. I'm just a huge pinball fan. They're just super expensive. I don't feel like I'm ever going to be able to own one of these at the price tags they come in at, 10, 12 grand. So the expos, the conventions are great because you get to play your heart out on pinball for 2-3 days straight till you get tired of it pretty much. And you get your fix of pinball in just a short period of time and within a weekend. So I think I'm going to be making as many of these Pinball Expo conventions as I can. So just one other thing I wanted to note to you guys, because I'm a huge NBA fan, just huge NBA fan, is I am sure you guys have heard lots about the Luka Doncic trade. Big Mavericks fan. And, they traded Luka Doncic to the Lakers for Anthony Davis. And then Anthony Davis instantly gets hurt in the first game. He's been out now for the last 2-3 weeks. We don't know when he's going to return. The Mavericks just look like an average team now. The Lakers look like a championship contender all of a sudden with Luka. And it's just been really hard as an NBA fan to watch this and to see Luka playing for the Lakers. I think they're playing tonight, actually, about to start here in about, 26 minutes. Probably going to watch it. But it's just been so tough watching him play for the Lakers. But I'll tell you, one thing I have been doing is I've been watching a lot of NBA over the last couple of weeks. So a lot of insiders, people that cover NBA basketball, have thought this was like an inside trade that came from way up, in the executives that pushed this down to the owners, that made this trade happen. No one wanted to see it happen, but the Lakers and the executives in the NBA, because it really pushes ratings up. Ratings have been low in the NBA this season, and I think that this was just a desperation move by the NBA to move Luka to the Lakers to get ratings back up again. And I think it's worked in that way because more people are watching. I can tell you from experience, I've been watching a lot more NBA over the last couple of weeks. Even though I hate the trade, I hate what happened, it has definitely worked. They are getting more people watching, more people are engaged in basketball right now after this happened. And it's just really tough to see, guys. just really tough. And that's why I wanted to mention it, because I'm a huge NBA fan, and I'm a huge Mavericks fan. So if you guys have not heard anything about this yet, it is top news in sports right now. And Luka Doncic with the Los Angeles Lakers, and they've won like 7 straight, guys. They are just on fire right now, winning, or I think they've won 6 straight, maybe 5 or 6 straight. They'll probably beat the Clippers tonight, and sky's the limit. They may go all the way to the championship, and they'll definitely be a good competitor for like the Boston Celtics, I think, or some of these newer teams that are really lighting it up, like Cleveland, OKC in the West, Memphis, those teams. So just a little bit of basketball news. Rexer Show says NBA is a horrible overall product. Tony C says, wait, is this the mirror universe evil Biggie D? No, definitely not. I just, got to get some stuff off my chest. I got to tell you guys the real deal. A lot of guys don't hear a lot of this. There's a lot going on with, Arcades Anonymous, I think that people don't know about. There's a lot going on with some of the people involved in, creating that group of people, that group, Arcades Anonymous. And man, there's some just really bad people there that are leading that group or that Discord. And I can't be quiet about it. So I'll continue to comment on it. I'll continue to bring some of this stuff up throughout my streams, through other people's streams and comments. Definitely, G.I. Joe, what happened with him this week and this riser deal with Arcade1Up, it's karma. Karma comes back to people. It's real. You treat people in a poor way or a bad way, karma's going to circle back around and get you at some point. And that's what we're seeing now. That's why I always try to be a good person. I always try to treat people with respect. And that is something that they have not done. And it was not justified in what they did and how they did it. So I'll leave it at that. The only other thing I wanted to comment on tonight, guys, was did you guys see Trump in the Oval Office on Friday talking to this guy from Ukraine? Man, he went off on that guy. He was like, just like going off on him, telling him, you don't have the cards, saying you should not be telling us or dictating what we're going to do. You should not be telling us what's coming to us. We're trying to help you. Zelensky. And I only started looking into this because I watched last night, Saturday Night Live. And there was a Saturday Night Live skit with like Mike Myers, and they were doing like a skit, and it was hilarious. And it had Trump on there. It had Elon Musk. And these were just great, funny actors that were like making fun of them. And I thought it was just all for act. It was all part of the Saturday Night Live show, because I haven't really been keeping up with politics the last couple of weeks. But then I went on YouTube and I noticed some videos popping up of Trump in the Oval Office with Zelensky talking to this guy. And I was like, oh my God, everything I just watched on Saturday Night Live actually really happened in real life in the Oval Office. It was like they did an exact recreation on Saturday Night Live of what actually happened. And I was like, man, I called my dad instantly. I was like, man, this actually really happened. I was like, I've never seen anything like this. I'm 42 years old. I'm about to be 43 years old. I've never seen a president or an interaction like that between two leaders of two countries before. This is like in modern times, in our lifetimes, we've not seen stuff like this before. And it just like really hit home. It was like reality really hit, like, man, there's a lot going on in the world right now. And, Trump definitely has our back right now. He has definitely got our, our lives and our economy and our country and everything. He's protecting all of that for us right now. And he is going to battle right now, not like physical, like wartime battle, but like, through negotiations and trying to keep us from going to war right now. And man, God bless that guy. He is really doing some great things for this country right now, and just right in the nick of time too, because if he had not come in and done what he's doing right now, things would have really gone south over these next 4 years. So God bless Trump. God bless America. And go check it out. If you guys have not watched that, what happened on Friday, go check it out, because it'll raise hairs on your arm just listening to that. It's like something we've never seen before. So just wanted to mention that. But you guys have a good night. This has been a fun stream. Been good catching up with everybody. I will see everyone next Sunday. I'm going to make sure to be live on air every Sunday till I go to Texas. So I should be on the 9th, on the 16th, and then I will be at Texas Pinball Festival the following weekend, getting us some coverage from there. But you guys have a good weekend. You guys have a good start to your Monday morning, and I'll see everyone in the next one. Talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.